Today, we are going to be reacting to the entire history of Fortnite animated by SypherPK. This is a really cool video going over everything that has happened in Fortnite, not only from like a content and streamer perspective, but also the in-game storyline. And we are super close to the new event, or the next event. And I know a lot of you started playing in Chapter 3 for Zero build, so you probably don't know much about the Fortnite storyline. I myself quit for Chapter 2, so I don't know what's going on for most of it. So we're going to react to this video and talk about that. If you guys do enjoy this, give it a like, subscribe. The video will be linked down in the description if you want to watch the original one from Cypher.
Fortnite is the biggest game in the world, but 10 years ago, it looked like this.
This is wild, bro.
How did we get here? In 2011, Epic Games
they spent like
developing Fortnite
6 years making Save the World.
It finally releases in 2017. It's doing
and
all
it's
right,
just dead.
but it's not blowing up. What is blowing up? Battle Royales. So Epic sees this, and in just a couple weeks, they make a Battle Royale version of Save the World called Fortnite.
This is why I think it's funny when people hate on Fortnite for like trend chasing or copying other games. But the entire BR of Fortnite was just them kind of trend chasing.
Battle Royale.
Fortnite.
Make sure this is 1080. Okay. And it was free. Not a lot of games were free back then. This kind of like started the trend somewhat, or like popularized the trend, especially on console.
Some gamers decided to actually give Fortnite a try. 100 players land on a massive, colorful map. You loot weapons, and the zone slowly shrinks, forcing players to fight until it's just a 1v1. And everyone wants their first win. If you're in the last 1v1, you are literally
Bro, nobody was building back then.
Nervousness. But so is the guy you're facing. It might have taken you.
I actually posted my
tries,
first win last week.
But every Fortnite player
to like
will
3
remember
walls.
that magical time it happened. The time they actually got that last kill and got their first victory royale. The game was fun and free. Fortnite gained over 10 million players.
I feel like that's a trend with BRs in general. Like anytime a new BR comes out, people are like super excited to win. And then once you've won several times or been playing for several months, like winning doesn't feel the same anymore. And I feel like that's why a lot of people kind of lose interest.
And it would only
and then go to a different BR because winning feels good again.
Fortnite Season 1. The slurp juice is added, and for the first
this
time
was
ever,
terrible. They've reworked it since then, but when slurp juice came out, it gave you 25 white, 25 blue. And then they later made it just 75 of whatever you need, starting with white.
Skins, Renegade Raider, Aerial Assault Trooper. There's now an item shop where you can buy things with V-Bucks. But I mean, who's really going to spend money on Fortnite? I'll just save my money, and if the game gets popular...
Dude, people would get roasted for buying skins back then.
Fortnite's Halloween
people would hate on you for
brought
spending
the
money on a
Pumpkin
free game.
Launcher,
That's what they would say.
Trooper, and Skull Trooper, which was instantly claimed by some kid named...
And I feel like this is like... I don't know, when Fortnite started to feel like very unique, I feel like was the Halloween update. We had the Halloween skins, Halloween decorations on the map, the pumpkin launcher.
Oh, look.
I don't know. That's when I thought the game was like something special.
Just beat this big Twitch
when it first came out, it was kind of terrible.
And higher on him, maybe building is actually useful. Meanwhile, players figure out that instead of fighting, you can just hide in bushes and literally no one will notice. Other people want to hide in the sky, so why not make a big sky base and hope no one looks up? And what's this? Fortnite just released an update.
Bro, Maddie made me make a sky base. I hated it.
The pump having infinite range and added a new item, a launch pad. Epic just releases new content like this every week for free. This Fortnite game's kind of different, huh? But it's about to get a lot more different in Season 2. Epic adds a small POI called Tilted Towers, and a minimum of 80 people are landing there. Boogie Bomb is also here with the mini shield, the mini gun.
Not all of this came out at once, by the way.
Fortnite
He's just kind of recapping everything that came out over the course of the season.
Launch pad and some traps to make a trap tower. Oh yeah, there's also this guy who's getting kind of popular on Twitch. His name is Ninja. He's kind of the best player in the game right now. We got the first battle pass.
That's true. People hate on Ninja, but like he deadass probably was the best player in the game when it first came out.
Black Knight and the Floss. Hey, yo, Ninja. Is this enough movement?
It just became popular to hate on him at one point.
Shoot an RPG at your friend and have him jump on it.
But like early days Ninja was
Instead of fixing
so good.
The glitch, Epic makes it a part of their game. Meanwhile, a guy called
I wish he showed the clip of like Ninja editing with the revolver and Tilted.
For much more damage.
Like one of the best clips I've ever seen.
Epic learned from Rocket Riding and decided to never ever remove double pump.
That's a lie.
There's now 45
Is he on Season 5
on
already?
Fortnite, but that's nothing compared to Fortnite Season 3.
Double
Fortnite
pump got
just went
removed in season
mainstream.
5.
It's on the news. All your friends are playing. Everyone in your class is playing it. Even your grandparents are catching epic victory royales. Lucky landing, guided missiles, deagles, clingers, llamas. New battle pass is a banger. It has Rust Lord, Take the L, but also the infamous John Wick skin.
This is like
At
the
this
first
point,
sweat
fighting
skin,
someone with
John
a
Wick.
skin means they're a sweat. But if you ran into a John Wick, turbo building just got added, and now building is much easier. Myth is camping and these new things called 1x1s.
That's so true. People hate on turbo building and be like, oh, it made building too spammy or whatever. Like, I see a lot of more casual players hate on it and say that they want it removed. But turbo building was added to make building easier for newer players.
And for the people actually playing the game, they're using ramp rushes to win
But
fights.
once again,
Everyone
anything
thought
they
Fortnite
add to
was
help
at its
casuals,
peak,
like,
but then
the casuals
Ninja
don't really
plays
take
Fortnite
advantage
with
of,
Drake
and then,
shatters
like, the good
Twitch
players do.
viewership record. Then he hosts
I actually
the
watched
first
that.
Fortnite tournament and breaks his record
The Drake
again.
thing?
Fortnite Friday is also here.
These
A
were
weekly
so hype
tournament
as well.
where duos race to get the most kills. Fortnite cannot be stopped. There should be nothing to worry about, but wait, there's this weird meteor in the sky, and it crashes.
This is like the
into
start of the
Dusty Depot
storyline.
in Fortnite Season 4. Dusty Depot.
This is another point where, like, I feel like Fortnite just took another step up and the game felt even more unique, because the start of season 4, or like the end of season 3, the meteor was in the sky and we saw it getting bigger and bigger closer to the map. Then it hit Dusty, completely changed Dusty, and then also during the course of the season, Dusty changed
now
more and more.
Dusty Divot. There's hop rocks, stink bombs, bouncers, jetpacks.
Like,
and
just
of
no
course,
other game was
shopping
doing this
carts.
stuff at the
There's
time.
a new superhero battle pass. The skins are okay, but the orange shirt kid finally got justice. Shopping cart challenge videos, covering Dusty Divot, clickbaiting the bunker, or just getting squad wins with the boys. Fortnite was the hot thing on the internet. But wait, no way. Thanos is now in Fortnite in their first
Actually
ever
never
collab.
played this.
Everyone is scrambling, trying to land on the gauntlet to become Thanos.
I wish they would do
He's
more
super
things like this.
overpowered. Ninja is pulling 100.
So like the Thanos thing was so busted, but it was a unique game mode. Whereas like now, if they do stuff like that, they just put it in the normal game, and it just like kind of griefs the game, and then they balance it to be put in the normal game, so it's just kind of lame.
1,000 live viewers.
I feel like
He's the
making an
best
LTM
player,
and making it
obviously,
busted is
but
so much
there's
better.
this other guy that people say is even better. His name is Tfue.
What? That's scuffed Tfue right there.
Alright, I'm hot dropping, dude. Coming with the swanton, dude.
But then, Fortnite is telling everyone to log on and be in game at a certain time, and millions of people are attending the first live event in gaming history.
I actually didn't go to this. I remember waking up, looking at my phone, and then being like, I'd rather sleep.
Oh my god! What?
Basically, the meteor that hit... I don't think he explained it. The meteor that hit Dusty had the visitor in it. He came out and then launched this
Huge
rocket.
launches, flies around the map, and crashes into the sky, causing a massive rift,
And then this is what like made the events of season 5.
leading us into
This is like
season
the start
5.
of the storyline. Season 4,
Paradise
pretty much.
Palms, Viking Village, ATKs, Lazy Links. Season 5 starts with a spray
This season
meta.
was so
The
good,
drum
but hated
gun
at the
was
same
broken.
time.
The Silence SMG is the best AR. The P90 is
I don't
the
know if he's
best
gonna
SMG,
explain it.
Shotgun, AR, sniper.
Alright, so what they did was double pump was really busted in season 3 and 4, and everybody was using it, and people complained about it. And so what Epic did is they kept buffing the SMGs to compete with shotguns, and then they kept nerfing the shotguns. But like SMGs were so strong they were meant to compete with 2 pumps, and then they completely took out double pump. But the SMGs were still too good, and then the shotguns were designed to be used as 2. Like, it was just so broken,
all at once,
and that like
for
really
some
ruined the
reason.
meta this
It
season.
had flaws,
But it was a
this
very-
the peak
it was
of
a good
fun
season,
squad games.
I think.
Tim, Courage, Ninja, and Lupo were always on getting
Like,
W's.
I don't
and
know.
CD
The
and
balance
Fearless
was terrible,
are
but
actually
I was,
uploading consistently.
like, very
Summer
fun
skirmish
memories of that
kicks off,
season.
and we start to see who the real Fortnite pros are. Team Liquid popped off, but Aiden and Nick Merckx face off and tilted, but later unite and show everyone that you can actually compete against keyboard and mouse players on controller. But in the middle of the summer skirmish event, a big lightning strike hits.
Bro, is this an event? The event's happening during the snow. No way. Are you kidding me? What
Oh, Tim looks different there.
just happened?
And this massive purple cube spawns. The community quickly calls him Kevin. Kevin slowly rolls around the island and eventually falls into Loot Lake and melts into it, turning the
People
lake
really did
purple
streams and playground
bouncy.
mode. See, look at the time.
Kevin the Loot Lake and melt.
See the time? It's 36 minutes. That's because this isn't a normal game and it's in playground mode. People legitimately just sat in playground mode streaming the cube for like a week or two. I don't know how long it was, but that was it. It rolled all the way from paradise to the middle of the map, and people watched it the entire time.
Turning the lake purple and bouncy. Kevin the Cube then rose back out of the lake, creating this huge floating island in Fortnite Season 6. There's now zombies on the map. There's 6-shooters, Shadowstones, Quad Crashers, balloons.
This map was like the
fast
end of peak
shotguns,
Fortnite for
but
me.
there's a new battle pass, but everyone only cares about a glitch with the Calamity skin.
Like
At
peak
this
Fortnite
point,
to me is
people are
season,
kinda
like the
learning how
moment
to
the game
build
came
an
out
edit
until
now.
season 7
And
came out.
people are using the forbidden 4th building slot that nobody used up until this point, the cones. And the new up-and-coming pro named Mr. Fresh Asian teaches Lachlan how to build a 90.
What the hell was that?
Cross-platform comes
And that was like
out, and
peak at the
people are
time.
one-shotting walls with the Deagle and the Heavy Sniper. At the end of the season, we get another event. Kevin is unstable and explodes with energy, sending us to this weird white room where we
I think this was the
and
best
end
event
up
ever.
touching a butterfly.
What was really cool about this event is it happened in the middle of a game, but you couldn't fight during it. You went into the vault, and then when you came out, Loot Lake was completely changed. And then like the game
You know what this
resumed.
means,
From my memory,
but
I could be a
we're
little
super
bit wrong on
excited
that, but
for
it like changed the
Fortnite
map in
Season
real
7.
time, and it was cool. There wasn't downtime
Planes,
or anything.
Wraps, driftboards, frosty.
This was the first season I really didn't like. The map changes this season weren't it. I didn't like the planes. They were super overpowered. The blade later comes. And like one of the map changes was kind of cool. They added Polar Peak, which was like a giant castle in a glacier. And then the glacier melted over time. But like day one, it was like, what? They removed Greasy for a
Flies,
frozen
Polar
mountain
Peak,
that
and
has
infantry
nothing.
Rifle. We also get the addition of creative mode. Scissors drops his death run map, and creators are losing their
I think I would've
mind
liked this
trying to finish
season
it. But
more
most people use creative to practice
if I
their
played it
building.
today than I
This
did
is
back
the
then.
first time you really get sweats in Fortnite. The soccer skins, stretched res. There's now a divide between the good players and the casuals.
The Deagle was so broken this season too. It would one-shot wooden walls, so people would just do Deagle pump. And it was like double pump.
We
It
then
was so
get
broken.
arena mode, glider redeploy, siphon, and the marshmallow concert. But the biggest change
That's another thing. Siphon was the best thing they ever added to the game, I think. It made it to where when you killed somebody, they dropped 50 of each material. You got 50 health or shield when you killed them. And then also, you could only hold 500 of each mat type. But they ended up taking it out in the next season. But like Siphon was the
right
best change they
before
ever
the
made, I think.
Winter Royale, where they dropped the first mythic item, the Infinity Blade.
This was so broken.
You suck at the game! Oh my god!
The community is not happy. It was a fun idea, but it's way too strong.
Once again,
It should not.
If they made it an LTM like they did with Thanos, nobody would have complained because you would have went into it knowing, okay, we got to fight against this broken sword. It's just a different mindset when you opt into it, I feel like, versus when you're just trying to play the normal game. They also got extra health and
millions
stuff.
of dollars. Then the Ice King, who had slowly been gathering energy in his little ball, sends a massive ice storm over the map.
This was
and
annoying.
Covers the map in
It was
ice.
so foggy. Like, you know when the game is foggy and you can barely see? That's how it was just for the rest of the season. And then there was also snow zombies for some reason.
Kill me? What's about to happen? What the heck, bro? Oh my god!
I hope they show normal gameplay. This is
Now
more like
we're in
extra.
Fortnite Season
Oh, I guess
8.
he's not going to show it.
And there's a huge volcano on the map for some reason. There's a pirate-themed battle pass, Lazy Lagoon, treasure maps, cannons, flintlocks.
They actually
bows.
gave this battle pass away for free because Apex came out during the previous season and was kind of popular.
And ballers. And Fortnite would shock everyone, announcing this thing called the World Cup with a $30 million prize pool.
I feel like that's also why they added Siphon. They added Siphon around the time Apex was popping, and then it seemed like when Apex kind of died down, they took out Siphon. It was kind of tragic.
All game. Tim actually almost qualifies, but ties the fall damage.
I die!
This new guy Clicks qualifies easily by W keying and using this new thing called box fighting. But before the World Cup, it's time for the Unvaulting live event.
They're floating in. Yo, I'm going.
People thought this
We
was
get
rigged.
sucked into the middle of Loot Lake, and we get to vote on.
People
an
thought they
item
had a
to bring
bunch of
back to
AI
the
vote
game.
for the drum
There's
gun.
The planes, the sword, the bouncers, and of course, you can guess what the defaults picked.
No.
Oh no! What are you doing? No!
Like, people thought that was all AI and it was
Teleported
rigged.
into the sky. The volcano was erupting, and it shot a massive fireball and completely destroyed Tilted Towers.
Bye-bye, Tilted.
The island was in chaos, and Jonesy, the main character in the Fortnite cinematics, goes into hiding.
We got homeless
Years later,
Jonesy.
he emerges from his bunker in Fortnite
I actually like this season.
9.
The season was really good, I thought. It was hated, though.
Slipstreams, chug splashes.
Because they vaulted the
was
pump.
Pretty good. So as long as they don't make any huge changes before the World
But once
Cup,
they
this
buffed the
season's gonna
combat,
be
it was
great.
really good. And it was like
They
nice for a
replaced the
2-gun
pump with
loadout.
combat shotguns,
Like you didn't have
and
to
it
run a
was
sub with
pretty
it
controversial,
because it had a high
but
fire
players
rate.
had time to use it before the Fortnite World Cup. Only the best.
It had so
100
much
players in
range.
the world
I think it's in the
qualify for a
game now, like
chance
in
at
creative, but
$30
it's been
million.
nerfed a bunch.
Surely these guys are only the most alpha, most experienced esports super athletes in the world. Actually, it was mostly 15-year-olds with minimal social skills.
Why are you hating on them, bro? Bro, people hate on pros, but like, if you think about it, like people who have been playing Fortnite for 12 hours a day for the past 5 years, like they probably haven't had the most opportunity to mature, you know? Like,
Thankfully,
Fortnite has
15-year-old with
been
decent
a
social
third of their
skills won.
life. If somebody's
Puka
17 now and they've been
dominated
playing
everyone
since it
and
came
was
out, they were
crowned
12 when
the
it came out.
World Cup champion and won $3 million. And parents around the world realized that gaming wasn't a waste of time. Meanwhile, back on the map, there's now a pressure plant.
Yeah, the
in
combat was nerfed
volcano,
in Chapter
and they
2.
built this big mech. Apparently, there's been a giant monster in the water outside the island, and they face off in the monster versus mech event.
Bro, I forgot Valkyrie streamed Fortnite.
Holy crap, dude.
The monster grabs the 0 point, but the mech comes out of nowhere and stabs him in the eye. But after the event,
That's the
0
body
point
that's outside
wasn't safe
tilted.
underground anymore. It's the power source of the island, and now its raw energy is causing the island
Now we go into
to
Season X, the
destabilize
worst season
fast.
ever.
Welcome to Season X.
This season was so hyped. We thought we were getting old POIs back because at the World Cup they showed a picture of Dusty and then like the release date of Season X. And we were like, let's go, we're getting old POIs back. And then they brought back old POIs and just ruined them all.
Definitely unstable.
With the
OG
rift
Dusty
zones.
Epo was back. There's a huge meteor in the sky. Greasy Grove has tacos. You
It was like
turn
time
into
travel.
props in Paradise Palms, which is now half swamp.
It was so
Tilted
annoying.
is Wild
If you
West
crouch
now, and
there,
you can't build there.
you
Just
turn
kidding.
into a
It's
prop.
Gotham City now. There's a Borderlands POI where you
Pandora
gain
was
shield
good.
constantly.
And Gotham was
there's
good, I thought.
also the mechs. They are crazy.
These were so
broken and
overpowered.
require almost no skill to get wins. Fortnite is in a rough spot with the.
And at the time, Epic did like a Q&A on Reddit, I think, and people asked about the mechs, and they literally came out and was like, yeah, we wanted people to get their first wins. And that just made people so mad.
Mech trending on socials. The
It was
community
trending, like,
said,
every
"We
day."
want the OG Fortnite map back, not this mess of tacos, mechs, and zombies.
And
thankfully,
that was the end of Chapter 1. And I feel like I've talked about this season, the end of chapters are always so scuffed as far as the map goes. They just ruin the map. I
Fortnite
think
was
intentionally.
way ahead of them. They announced an event called The End, and for the first time, we see the 7. There's 7 characters who have escaped the game of Fortnite.
This
but
was so
we
hype.
have no idea what that means.
We
They
hadn't
use
had a
their
new
rocket
chapter
ships
yet.
and send the meteor crashing to the 0 point, creating
We'd
a
only had one map
giant
up to this
black
point.
hole, pulling everyone into the map, and then nothing.
I
Just a
assume he's gonna
screen
talk about
with
it.
a black hole, and everyone is just staring at it. No one really knows what's going on. Are we going to a new map? Is the old map coming back? Is Fortnite gone forever? After a long...
So like now when we have an event and then a screen like this, everyone knows that okay, it's downtime for a few hours or whatever, right? But this was the first time this happened, the black hole, and no one knew what was going on. And it happened, I think it was like 2 days or something like that. I streamed the event and then I had decent viewers, right? So I kept streaming the black hole thinking the game would be playable. I didn't want to end my stream and then just come back. I streamed the black hole for like 3 hours just talking about nonsense filling, like waiting for the game to come back. And I feel like a lot of people were in that same boat.
Wait, we finally were able to play, and we got Fortnite Chapter 2.
This was so hype. This was the first thing that leaked for Chapter 2. And like the Chapter 2 map wasn't the best, I think. It was okay. But just seeing this a few hours or whatever before we were able to play was so hype, man. Like imagine we get an image like this for Chapter 4 and you're just able to see like everything that's on the map and kind of like wonder how it's going to play out and everything. Like that's one of my favorite memories from Fortnite, I think.
It's beautiful.
A brand new map, new fishing, swimming, boats, the mythic goldfish, upgrade benches, all new POIs, new items. The season had a super hot start. What's in that weird bunker? When is the Kraken event happening? When are the updates? No, seriously. When are the updates? That's right. For some reason, Epic's strategy was to stop the updates. We got almost no new guns or updates in season 1.
And that was such a
It
stark
also
difference. Like people hate on Fortnite players for being spoiled, but up until that point, we had weekly updates without fail. New items coming to the game, map changes. every single week. There was never like any seasons delayed in chapter 1. And then chapter 2 comes out, very little updates. I think they added the launch pad, the harpoon, and that was it for 128 days.
Extended due to delays, and it ended up being Fortnite's longest season ever. There was so little content that it forced us to make our own.
Cringe.
Overall, it wasn't a great start to the chapter, but that would all change in Chapter 2, Season 2.
That season was actually good, though. Like, it had Chapter 2, Season 1 not been delayed a million times, I think it would be a top-tier season. Same with this current season, Chapter 2, Season 2.
Super memorable battle pass. The agency, sharks,
I think this is a
vaults,
top 3
henchmen,
season if it
rapid-fire
ended on time.
SMGs, helicopters, a Deadpool collaboration, and the Travis Scott event. The game felt fun, and there was a massive surge in viewership and players as lockdowns around the world forced people to stay inside and get some dubs. And people started approaching the skill ceiling as we discovered Peace Control, a high-level way to play Fortnite that would leave the defaults in the dust. Streamers were excited for the new map, but quickly got bored of killing the same AI players every game and started moving on to other games.
Yeah, this is when they added AI in Chapter 2, and it was kind of bugged.
This season. Keyboard players
You'd have
said
games
that
with like
aim
barely
assist
any
was
real
basically
players,
cheating, and
especially in
control
squads.
players said, yeah, but you guys have your entire arm to aim.
Aim
Meanwhile,
assist was also
underneath
broken
the
this season.
agency, Midas was building a device to stop the storm from closing.
And this is why people think Midas is going to be involved in the upcoming event, not only because of the leaked spray with Midas's hand, but because they've mentioned the loop breaker in the challenges, and that is Midas making this the Doomsday event.
It rose from the agency and shot out beams that prevented the storm from closing, but a surge
Like,
of
people
white
think that they're
energy
gonna do that to
transported
try
us
to
into this
defeat the Chrome or
weird
something.
white office. We met Agent Jonesy. They initiated their backup plan though and transformed the storm into a massive wall of water to stop him. This is the first time Fortnite really got into the storyline. In the lore, the game of Fortnite is a big never-ending loop, and we're all stuck in it. You land,
Yeah,
eliminate
dude,
people,
the loop is
storm
dope.
closes, and then it all resets.
I don't know why
Agent
the
Jonesy
7
works
are
for a
always
secret
trying to destroy it,
organization
bro.
called
Like,
the
let me stay in the
Imagined
loop.
Order, and their job is to protect the 0 point and keep the loop of Fortnite going. The water on the storm had to go somewhere, and the whole map was flooded in Chapter 2, Season 3.
This is a season I quit playing. So Chapter 2 Season 1 was like 128 days. Chapter 2 Season 2 I think was 120 something. And that just made me lose interest in the game. And then this season came out. It wasn't my favorite. I probably played for like 2 days. But I looked at it and I was like, I don't want to play 120 days of this, you know? Because that had been the trend established. But this was actually a good season. If I didn't quit playing when I did, I think I would have been fine. Like, if I lasted another week or two, I think I would have been happy with this season. The map started out really flooded, and then the water level went down week after week after week and revealed more of the map. It was just unfortunate that it didn't reveal much of anything new, and it was just revealing POIs that we had already had.
It slowly drained though, week by week, revealing more and more of the map, which felt super fun. Unlike the last 2 seasons, this season was short.
And then the
sweet
season
and
after
had a
this
ton
was
of new
probably one of the
changes.
best seasons
more
ever.
Mythics and more vaults, the Authority, the Fortilla, Catty Corner, Flare Guns, Fire, Cars, and everyone's favorite POI, Coral Castle. But overall, this was a really fun season.
But like I
The
said,
community was
Fortnite had
really
been
loving
built on
Fortnite.
consistent updates, and when that stopped, I
Now
don't know.
there's the charge shotgun.
That really hurt my interest in the game.
The pace of the game started to feel real slow. There wasn't many fights to be had.
But
and
if
the
I could time
gameplay
travel
started to
back,
slow
I think
down.
I would have
Halfway
told
during
myself
the
to not quit
season,
Fortnite.
Epic shocked the world when they sued Apple. Big, complicated legal thing, but unfortunately, Fortnite Mobile was removed. But Fortnite
Yeah, I think
wasn't
mobile
done
is
yet.
still in
They
that
dropped
season.
one of their biggest seasons ever. Chapter 2, Season 4. A huge new Stark Industries biome. The pump is finally back. Stark Rifle, Unibeam, Group Baller, Thor's Hammer, Doctor Doom Mythics. There was a ton of content, and this season was incredible.
Everybody
Fortnite
I know
players
says this
noticed
is one of the best
galactics
seasons
getting
ever.
Bigger and bigger in the
Like,
sky during.
and it's weird now if you started playing. Everyone hates on collabs now, but this is when collabs were really starting to ramp up, so people weren't really fatigued on them yet. And even people I know who just like the game for the gameplay, like, really gassed that season.
The season. We thought it was over. He was coming for the 0 point, and he was going to completely destroy the island. But what happened was very different.
お前たちのちっぽけな島を支配しに来た。
Why is he speaking that language?
私を止めようと
Is this what it was like? I didn't watch this
何
event.
もできないだろう。降伏しないね。
This is like the Dragon Ball Z event merged with Marvel.
The guy that can eat entire planets just ate a few battle buses and blew up. But now the 0 point was exposed
What the
again.
heck?
But this time, instead of destabilizing the map, we got Chapter 2, Season 5. The
This
0
season
point
wasn't
brought
so good,
literally
apparently.
every collab you can think of, including fan favorite Chun-Li. The
From my
map was
understanding, this season content was mostly just collabs, and a lot of people I know
covered
got
in
burnt
sand.
out on
You
it.
can tunnel around in it. Well, it only worked for 2 weeks though. Bando sniper, exotic items. There's a Coliseum, gold system, NPCs. Tilted is back. Well, kinda. This season had a really promising start. The pump is gone for the lever shotgun, and the updates just weren't hitting. The community thought season 5 was kind of mid, but it's all good. Chapter 2, season 6.
This is probably
here.
the worst Fortnite season ever. This is where, like I said before, I kind of wish I didn't quit Fortnite, but at the same time, I think I would have quit during the season. I actually did play a little bit this season because I was getting burnt out on Warzone, but it was just not it.
Our boy Jonesy abandons the IO and goes rogue and meets up with the Foundation in a preseason event.
Like, the loot
who ends
pool
up
is terrible.
trapping himself inside the 0 point. There's a crafting
You would get, like,
system,
terrible
primal
weapons, and then you'd have to,
bows,
like, find
recyclers,
stuff
and
to
a
make the
big
weapons
spire
usable.
in the middle of the map. But overall, this season wasn't that well received. People didn't really like the primal weapons, and the makeshift weapons were even worse. But in Chapter 2, Season 7, aliens have invaded the map, and there's this massive mothership in the sky.
I thought about playing
New
this season
UFOs,
too, but I watched my friend get
Gravitrons,
abducted, and I
prop
was like, no,
guns,
thank you.
Chimera SMGs, the railgun, recon scanner. Fortnite was killing it with the updates. POIs are getting sucked up by the aliens, but the IO have a plan. When they abduct the next POI, they're going to attach bombs to it and send players into the mothership and detonate it. Looking back, I don't know
Why do we have to go in for them to detonate it?
Getting betrayed, and that was pretty obvious. But we were saved by Kevin.
What? We hugged the Kevin?
Yeah, I was about to say, like, if they're gonna blow it up anyways, why do you have to go?
He's finally back, the plan worked, and the mothership crashed down onto the island, raining cubes, leading us into Chapter 2, Season 8.
This is the season I started playing again, and this is why a lot of people thought Season 4 would be the last season of Chapter 3 when it first started, because this season we had the Chrome taking over the map. In Chapter 2, Season 8, we had the cubes taking over the map, and it was, like, very similar.
The queen of the mothership is now on
Instead
the
of the
island
Herald, it
and
was the
corrupting
queen.
it. There's
People
this
think
new
the queen and the
sideways
Herald
area
might be
with
the same
zombies
person.
that almost no one really cares about. The updates were okay. We got Naruto, but the community was getting bored. Thankfully, we had late game arena to tide us over. But
This is what got me into the game again. Because, like, I knew playing Fortnite or, like, getting good at Fortnite again would be hard. But I saw my friend Sammy streaming late game arena, and I was like, this is actually, like, a really good way to practice. Like, if I wanted to come back to Fortnite, like, now would be the time. And then also, people kind of knew Chapter 2 was ending. Similar to Season 4, like this season. At the start, there was, like, kind of hints and clues that it would be the final season of the chapter, and Chapter
really
2, Season
getting
8 was the
bored
same
of
way.
Chapter 2 map. But suddenly, there were rumors about Fortnite.
It was actually a
Chapter
SypherPK
3.
video that made
And what do
me
you
want
know?
to start playing the
Fortnite
game again.
announced the end event part 2. The queen opens up a portal and the whole squad is about to roll up on us. But the 7 and the Foundation, who ends up being The Rock, execute a plan to
That was like a
flip
big
the
reveal for that event.
entire island to stop the queen.
And then we
Bringing
ended
us
up on the
into
Chapter 3 map.
Fortnite Chapter 3. And now here we are in Fortnite Chapter 3. Chapter 3 Season 1 was an amazing start to the chapter. We had Spider-Man mythics, Clombos, brand new POIs, tornadoes, and storms. But nothing could prepare us for what Epic has in store next, because Fortnite Chapter 3 Season 2 is here, and Epic did the unthinkable. They removed
What was that? Oh, Zero Build, duh.
for 2 weeks.
And this season, the IO and the 7 are in an all-out war. The IO build the collider
season was kinda
and
troll.
plan to destroy the island.
It was good, but, like,
Thankfully,
there's a lot of
the 7
nonsense
had
in
a
it.
plan.
With, like, the
They've
tanks
been
and the battle bus.
rebuilding the mech on the moon.
drum shoddy.
And during the collision event, it comes to save
That
the
mid-season
island.
map change
We
with
take
collision
out the
was nice,
collider,
though.
defeat Sloan in the IO, and get a tease at the next villain, Geno, which takes us to Season 3. After
I thought this
months
season
of
was
war,
good.
It's time to just
It was just too long.
vibe. There's a new reality tree biome, rideable animals, but all this time, we're being watched by the Herald. She lays low, but puts her plan into motion.
Frick the
in
Herald,
Season
bro.
4. The island is being taken over by Chrome. It's infecting the entire map, but also brings us a ton of new content. And I finally got to join
PK
the
skin.
Fortnite Icon series.
People hate on Cypher, but I feel like he's one of the most deserving people of an icon skin. He didn't really touch as much on streamers during this video as I thought he was going to, but during Chapter 2, there was so many streamers and content creators quitting the game. and moving to other games. And Cypher just like was one of the few people who consistently uploaded videos even at Fortnite's low points. Him and Nick 830, typical gamer, are like the three I think of that are like have always been super loyal to
The
Fortnite.
Herald's plan is all leading up to a huge live event for the fate of the island and could be the end of Fortnite Chapter 3. While this chapter of the Fortnite story may be over, I have a feeling we're still just at the very beginning of the story of Fortnite. It's now been 5 years of Fortnite, and one
It's so
day,
crazy to think about
the
this.
story might end. But the
I feel like I have
memories
brain
we've
damage
made
from playing
here
too much
together
Fortnite. Like I used to play like 12
will
hours a day.
last forever.
It all is just like a blur together. But that is it for this video. It'll be linked down in the description if you guys want to watch the whole video on yourself. It is SypherPK's video. It's really, really good. I feel like there's so much to go over with the history of Fortnite, but summing it up in 20 minutes and having the entire thing animated and just like presented very well was probably not easy to do. I feel like this is an undertaking to make a video like this, and I think it turned out really good. But yeah, I thought that would be cool to catch a lot of you guys up who didn't really pay attention to Fortnite before Chapter 3. And we'll see what happens next in this weekend's event.